I will vote for a harbor seal before I vote for either of those men. Welcome to Morning Reflections. I am your host, the FAT Mantis. And I'm not a crazy person. I'm not going to vote for any old harbor seal. I mean, I'm going to vote for one of the, talented ones, one of the worthy ones. Like one of the ones who, know how to play frisbee with some street urchin kids, or taught how to pickpocket. Maybe one of those ones that, if you ever see them, they grab the keys out of people's hands by the water and then they swim off. Jokes on that human, eh? But yeah, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what America is or what it should be. It's the same thing as trying to tell somebody what an artist is or should be. The truth is, America is a million things to a million different people. That's why you should never trust any comic book story arc or graphic novel entitled America. They're usually self-righteous pieces of dogmatic donkey-doo. But getting back to the limited amount of time that I have to talk about politics, the way we get our candidate is these different philosophies debated out until finally a compromise is made. And as a very wise person just taught me, that in any real compromise, at the end, everyone feels like they lost. I'm in a situation where everybody is saying that I am pretty much forced to vote for someone who is senile, and I refuse to do it. I will take my vote and throw it into the East River before I let somebody like that have the keys to the nuclear arsenal. And I know I've been tough on Diamond Joe, and I think it's because we have so many similarities. And no, I'm not talking about unsolicited neck rubs. I will have you know, every neck rub I have ever given has always been solicited. No, I'm talking about our speech patterns. That's right, I have similar speech patterns as Joe Biden. If you've ever noticed in my videos, sometimes I tend to trail off with my sentences. Sometimes my words sound like jarbled messes, or I'm mumbling. Or even better yet, sometimes I will use words in the wrong way, almost as if English wasn't my first language. Yeah, I am a total mess, and I'm working on it. And maybe that's why I've been so critical of old man Joe Biden. So I'm sorry, Joe. Real sorry. For evidence of this, just check out my Birds of Prey review. If you notice, on all my reviews, I put a numeric number, like a score of 1 to 100 on it, and I didn't on Birds of Prey, because in post-production, when I was trying to listen to myself about what I was talking about, I had no idea what I was saying. I couldn't tell if I liked the film or not. I'm still not sure if I liked the film or not, but I decided to put it out an episode anyway, and I figured that you guys all would you would fill in any blanks that makes no sense to me or you. So thank you for doing your part in making that video happen. The news cycle is pretty slow. The only thing they ever talk about is the current pandemic. And without news, how do I do a commentary episode without anything to make fun of? And, I just gotta wait till, your average celebrity goes and does something stupid. And all I'm saying is, thank God for Ezra Miller. Now, I'm not gonna jump on this one because not only am I late to it, I don't think I have anything good or new to add to the algorithm. The verdict is out, and he's an a-hole. So, we can move on from that. But I want to talk about a conversation I had where we were, everyone was discussing the matter and what was going on. And it came up to the conversation of fighting and when is it appropriate to fight. And I was of the opinion that you never ever strike a woman, and you never strike a man unless he's asking for it. So that's a different story. But basically, there are times where fighting may not be legal, but it is socially acceptable. Now, however, the person I was talking with was like, no, that's wrong, Roy. You never do it. You go and talk to your lawyer, or you go and get a policeman, or whatever, or you tattle, or whatever. I'm sorry to place it like that. And it just made me, I'm becoming very introspective, and I'm thinking about it, I'm reflecting on this whole concept. Like, am I wrong? Because sometimes we need society to check us at the door. You know what I mean? Like, the reason why society is really good, and what's going on is like, you could have like a crazy family or tribe or just a group of people, and they could do something crazy. Like, let's say when you were a little kid, your parents love monkeys and they adopted 20 monkeys to live in your household. And they raise you with them as if they're your brothers and your sisters. And you live in a cage and you sleep with them in a big pile of monkey fur. And finally you go to grade school and you're happy and you meet friends and you do all these things. And then you start telling people about your siblings, like your brother Bobo. And the other kids are like, yo, that's not normal. And you're like, you don't have monkey siblings? And they're like, no, we don't. And at that point, you're able to check yourself and you realize that you were raised in a crazy household. And I'm wondering if fighting, fisticuffs, solving things is one of those things that maybe it's like an archaic thing, and in the 20th century civilized world, there's really no place for it. And maybe I am wrong that I throw down for honor and all sorts of other things. I mean, it's really just, it's got me going, man. And I started to think, am I a thug? Am I a barbarian? I mean, I'm not a barbarian. I do some quirky things, like, I don't use silverware unless there are guests. No, the only thing I ever read are Chinese food menus. Who's time to read? I've only done dental surgery on myself once, just once, so that's not savage or anything like that. I once killed and ate a horse, but in my defense, I was lost in the woods for like 3 hours. So that is completely defensible. It kind of makes you think, and it's kind of like eating me away, and I'm just wondering what it is. And I'm wondering if this is an example of the 40 ounce. You may not know what I'm talking about by the 40 ounce. I'm talking about 40 ounces of malt liquor that you've probably heard in a lot of 90s, mostly 90s rap. They don't really talk about it so much because I think they've gone out of popularity. When I was a lad, me and my friends, before we were legal age, we used to go to Riverside Park, Upper West Side, and that's where we would drink them at night, and we would be left alone to just do what we want. We would drink, we'd have a good time. It was a peaceful, loving, amazing experience. And as we grew older, people would get jobs and get life. And I don't want you to think that I drink 40s because I'm poor. I'm not a poor. Everyone would move on from the 40. People are drinking liquor. They're drinking wine. They're drinking Heineken. Nobody is drinking Colt 45 like me. The Fat Mantis loves his Colt 45. And I would go to dinner parties and then, bring something. I'd bring some 40s. Straight up. And my friends literally had to have an intervention with me. Be like, yo, bro, you're an adult. You're not a little kid anymore. You're not hiding from the cops in the park anymore. You shouldn't be drinking 40s. And I had to analyze that. I had to think about it. And I didn't let them stop me from occasionally drinking 40 because I still do. But what I'm saying is the reason I realize why I do it is it's comforting. It reminds me of that time, the carefree time when we were hiding from our parents or the police or whatever, and we were drinking away, and life was less complicated back then, and that's what I do. And to a lot of people, fighting is that. It's a security blanket. It reminds them of being safe, just having security, being warm. It's like a nice, cuddly, warm blanket. Another thing, I'm a first-generation American, as in my mother and grandmother both together emigrated here, and so they were not originally raised in America. There are a lot of placements on how a man is supposed to act. As a matter of fact, being raised by women, sometimes women are stricter about how you are to be raised. They have a very set idea of how a man should be, and one of those things is standing up or protecting the honor of the family, and that's just how it is. Anyway, my final thoughts, turn the news off. It's nothing but negativity in your headspace. It's one of those negative things that don't add anything to your life, it only subtracts. Stick to all positives, stuff like that. When this is over, I cannot wait. And I am going to go around hugging everybody. Every man, woman, and child is going to get a hug from me. Strangers, whatever. If you see me down the street feel uncomfortable, that sort of thing, go the other way. Because I'm going to be a menace. I'm going to hug every man, woman, child, and dog. That's right. I'm going to hug your dog. I'm going to hug your dog and not let go. Straight up, It's going to be awesome. So that is my episode for today. Remember, I want you to like, share, subscribe, and continue to tune in to Voice of the Fat Mantis for more commentary and fun reviews. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go and essentially work.